Let's return to the Backrooms, a phenomenon that has captivated the internet for years. Originating from a single image and a creepypasta that emerged on online message boards such as 4chan, it has since expanded into an intricate mythos with countless levels, entities, and theories. It explores the ideas of liminal space, expanding upon it in its own terrifying yet intriguing way. Joined again today by my co-host Cody, we're going to explore the depths of this backrooms rabbit hole and peek into the other side of the void. Welcome back to the Backrooms Iceberg. The Backrooms, a popular creepypasta depicting an endless maze of monotonous office rooms, has inspired various adaptations within the gaming community, notably in Minecraft. Players have created data packs and mods that simulate the eerie labyrinthine environment of the Backrooms within the Minecraft universe. One such example is the Backrooms Beta data pack, which allows players to access the backrooms by no-clipping, a term borrowed from gaming that refers to moving through solid objects or boundaries. In this data pack, if a player suffocates in sand, they are transported to the backrooms, introducing a new layer of exploration and horror to the game. The integration of the backrooms into Minecraft showcases the adaptability of the game's sandbox nature, enabling players to recreate and experience internet folklore firsthand. These adaptations often include multiple levels of the backrooms, each with distinct characteristics and increasing levels of danger, mirroring the original creepypasta's lore. For instance, the Backrooms Beta features levels ranging from level 0 to level 5, each designed to capture the unsettling atmosphere of the source material. This fusion of the Backrooms mythos with Minecraft not only enriches the gaming experience, but also serves as a testament to the collaborative and creative spirit of online communities. By bringing elements of internet horror into interactive mediums, players can engage with these narratives in immersive and innovative ways. The Backrooms are notorious for their anomalous temporal characteristics, which defy the conventional understanding of time zones. Unlike the structured timekeeping systems of the front rooms, our reality, the backrooms lack any standardized temporal framework. This absence makes it exceedingly difficult for wanderers to ascertain the exact time or date during their entrapment. Traditional timekeeping devices, such as watches and digital clocks, often malfunction or display erratic behaviors within the backrooms, rendering them unreliable. In an attempt to navigate this temporal ambiguity, some researchers have proposed the front room's date theory, or FDT. According to this theory, the date within a specific backroom's day can be estimated by analyzing the influx of individuals who no-clip in the backrooms from the front rooms on that particular day. The premise suggests that a significant majority of newcomers enter the backrooms from a single 24-hour period in the front rooms, allowing for a rough correlation between the two realms' timelines. However, exceptions to this pattern have been observed, indicating that this method is not foolproof. Further complicating matters, time within the backrooms does not adhere to a linear progression. Observations indicate that time can move unpredictably, sometimes accelerating, deaccelerating, or even reversing. While these temporal distortions are often imperceptible in many levels, they become evident when using timekeeping instruments, which may display nonsensical readings or fail entirely. The unpredictable nature of time in the backrooms poses significant challenges for those trapped within. Without a reliable means to track time, wanderers may experience disorientation, disrupted circadian rhythms, and psychological stress. This temporal uncertainty underscores the enigmatic and perilous nature of the backrooms, further complicating efforts to navigate and escape its labyrinthine corridors. Level 141 of the backrooms is characterized by an extensive corridor lined with numerous doors, each leading to distinct and often perilous rooms. This level presents significant challenges to wanderers due to its deceptive layout and the unpredictable nature of the rooms beyond each door. The main corridor of level 141 stretches for approximately 100 kilometers, with white doors uniformly positioned on both sides. Each door opens into a room with a unique design and environment, ranging from seemingly benign settings to hazardous spaces inhabited by entities. Notably, the corridor exhibits anomalous properties, such as shifting distances. The exit may appear close, but can suddenly seem much farther away, disorienting those attempting to navigate the level. The rooms behind the doors are highly variable. Some may resemble ordinary spaces, while others contain dangerous entities or environmental hazards. This unpredictability necessitates extreme caution when opening any door within level 141, as the contents of each room cannot be anticipated. Survival within level 141 is challenging due to its unstable nature and high entity count. Wanderers are advised to avoid unnecessary exploration of the room and to remain vigilant for any signs of danger. The deceptive shifting of the corridor's layout further complicates navigation, making it imperative to mark progress and maintain awareness of one's surroundings. The concept that exiting the backrooms results in time travel is a topic of speculation within the backrooms community. While the backrooms are known for their non-linear and unpredictable temporal properties, there is no substantial evidence to support the idea that leaving the backrooms directly causes time travel. Within the backrooms, time does not adhere to a linear progression. It can move unpredictably, sometimes accelerating, decelerating, or even reversing. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, has been documented in various levels, where time may slow down, stop entirely, or even reverse itself. However, these effects are typically confined to specific areas within the backrooms, and do not necessarily imply that exiting the backrooms would result in time travel. Some theories suggest that the backrooms exist as a separate dimension or reality with its own set of physical laws, including time. This separation could mean that time within the backrooms operates independently from the front rooms, or reality. Therefore, re-entering the front rooms after spending time in the back rooms might create a perception of time displacement. However, this perception is more likely due to the subjective experience of time within the back rooms rather than actual time travel. In summary, while the back rooms exhibit anomalous temporal behaviors, The notion that leaving them causes time travel lacks concrete evidence. The temporal distortions experienced are generally confined to the backrooms themselves and do not appear to extend into the front rooms upon exit. The term complex levels in the backrooms refers to floors that deviate significantly from the standard structure of numbered or themed levels. These levels often have intricate layouts, unpredictable physics, or shifting environments that make them difficult to categorize or navigate. While most backroom levels follow a general pattern of progression, complex levels introduce new mechanics, unusual hazards, or even entire ecosystems that defy conventional understanding. One of the most well-known aspects of complex levels is their inconsistency. Some levels may change their layout dynamically, creating a labyrinthine experience that prevents wanderers from mapping out a safe route. Others may blend aspects of multiple levels, combining environmental features, entities, and dangers from different sections of the backrooms. These irregularities make survival in complex levels far more difficult, as their unpredictable nature can lead to sudden encounters with hostile entities or environmental traps. Some theories suggest that complex levels may act as transitional spaces or bridges between different clusters of the backrooms, explaining their erratic nature. Others propose that these levels represent the backrooms breaking down or being rewritten, with their instability serving as evidence of an ongoing, unseen process. Whether they are a natural part of the backrooms or an anomaly within the system, complex levels remain some of the most mysterious and difficult to survive locations within the liminal labyrinth. Levels 7.3 to 7.8 are theorized sublevels of Level 7, an oceanic expanse known for its treacherous waters and limited safe zones. Unlike most numbered levels, which tend to follow a clear hierarchy, these fractional levels are believed to exist as fragmented or alternate states of Level 7. Reports suggest they each have distinct characteristics, hazards, and possibly unique entities. However, due to the unstable nature of Level 7 itself, reliable documentation on these sublevels remains scarce. Some descriptions of these sublevels include extreme variations in environmental conditions. For example, Level 7.3 has been described as a seemingly infinite sea containing 97% almond water with no visible landmasses, while Level 7.6 allegedly is a large volcano centered in the ocean, remaining active roughly every 7 days. These sublevels are also rumored to contain their own set of dangers, such as unknown deep-sea entities or sudden shifts in reality that can disorient wanderers. The legitimacy of Level 7.3 to 7.8 remains a subject of debate. Some researchers speculate that they could be unstable glitches or alternate versions of Level 7, rather than official, independent levels. Others argue that they are misidentifications of existing backroom spaces that share similar characteristics with Level 7. Since no concrete evidence has been recovered, these levels remain more of a theoretical possibility than a confirmed reality. The backrooms are often theorized to be divided into multiple clusters, with Cluster 1 encompassing the more commonly known levels, such as levels 0 through 999. Cluster 2, however, represents a deeper and far more enigmatic section of the backroom, rumored to contain entirely new rules of physics, incomprehensible structures, and entities beyond human understanding. While information on Cluster 2 is scarce, some speculate that it serves as a transitional space between conventional backrooms levels and something far more alien. Unlike the levels found in Cluster 1, which still retains some semblance of real-world logic and designs, levels within Cluster 2 are said to become progressively more surreal and unpredictable. Reports from alleged explorers suggest that time and space function differently, with instances of infinite loops, non-Euclidean architecture, and sensory distortions. The few accounts that exist claim that entities become significantly more hostile, and survival is nearly impossible without deep knowledge of the backroom's anomalies. Theories surrounding Cluster 2 range from it being an entirely separate dimension to it serving as the true backrooms, where wanderers are completely cut off from reality. Some speculate that it may be the origin of the backroom's corruption, explaining why lower levels are gradually becoming more unstable over time. However, due to the extreme danger associated with attempting to enter Cluster 2, it remains largely a mystery, with only fragmented accounts and speculations to support its existence. Level 1.5 is a strange, in-between level of the backrooms, theorized to be a sublayer connecting Level 1 and Level 2. Descriptions of the level primarily come from a user named Chaos Raider 98, who accidentally entered the space and has since been unable to return. The level itself appears broken, with flickering lights and distorted reality. Audio is mostly silent, except for unsettling whispers that seem to originate from the denizens of this space. The environment of Level 1.5 is described as warped, with fluorescent light and darkness reversed. Walls and objects are often upside down, further adding to the disorienting nature of the space. Those who enter the level report hearing whispers, which grow louder as one approaches the entities within. These whispers are cryptic, sometimes sounding like warnings, or even attempts to lure explorers deeper. Although little is known about Level 1.5's denizens, the whispers are believed to come from them, and some reports suggest that they might be trying to guide or mislead wanderers. One notable element is the appearance of Chaos Raider 98's logs, which have become increasingly garbled and disordered, hinting at the reality-warping effects of this level. The level remains dangerous due to its disorienting nature, making navigation and escape difficult. Mr. N-0 is a YouTuber who previously covered the backrooms before transitioning his channel to a new identity, Zanzu, the Train Theorist. While his channel remains active under this new name, There are no publicly available videos or content related to the Backrooms anymore. His shift in focus has led to much of his Backrooms-related work being lost or removed from public view. The most recent known reference to the Backrooms on his channel is a community post discussing the discovery of the origin of the original Backrooms image and its real-world location. However, beyond this post, there are no videos or other content currently available that connect him to the topic. His past involvement with the Backrooms remains largely unverified. There are no archives or surviving examples of his original videos. Due to this lack of accessible material, Mr. N0's place in Backrooms lore is somewhat obscure. Some speculate that he may have contributed unique theories or interpretations before shifting away from the topic. Others see him as an example of how internet creators can evolve over time, leaving behind certain interests, while the community continues to associate them with their past work. The concept of accessing the Backrooms, a vast, labyrinthine network of unsettling spaces, through lucid dreaming, has intrigued many enthusiasts. Lucid dreaming, where the dreamer becomes aware they are dreaming and can exert control over the environment, is posited by some as a potential gateway to these enigmatic realms. While this notion is largely speculative and lacks empirical evidence, it remains a topic of interest within various online communities. Certain narratives suggest that by achieving lucidity within a dream and intentionally seeking out the Backrooms, individuals might find themselves in environments resembling the described endless, monotonous corridors. For instance, some sources describe scenarios where lucid dreamers encounter specific doors or portals within their dreams that, upon entry, transport them to such spaces. However, these accounts are anecdotal and should be approached with skepticism. Moreover, some interpretations propose that dreaming of the Backrooms reflects subconscious feelings of isolation or entrapment. The endless, empty hallways may symbolize personal anxieties or uncertainties, suggesting that such dreams be manifestations of one's internal psychological state, rather than gateways to alternate realities. It's important to note that the idea of entering the Backrooms through lucid dreaming remains within the realm of internet folklore and personal anecdotes. There is no scientific evidence to support the existence of the Backrooms or the ability to access them via dreams. As such, these narratives should be considered speculative and not reflective of objective reality. The notion that individuals in comatose states might access the Backrooms, a vast network of eerie, labyrinthine spaces, has been a subject of speculation within online communities. This theory suggests that while the physical body remains unresponsive, consciousness could no-clip into the Backrooms, experiencing its disorienting environments. However, it's important to note that this concept is rooted in fictional narratives and lacks scientific validation. Some fictional accounts describe scenarios where individuals enter the Backrooms during a coma and can only return to consciousness by navigating and eventually exiting these surreal spaces. For instance, level 296 known as the Spacescape, is depicted as a level that can be accessed through a coma-like state. According to these narratives, a person might enter this level by transitioning into a trance and waking up within the Spacescape. Exiting this level is similarly tied to the process of awakening from the coma. Another example is the fictional entity known as the psychopathic silhouette, which is said to induce a coma in its victims. In these stories, if specific procedures aren't executed within 24 hours, the individual may descend deeper into the coma, making revival efforts futile. While these narratives contribute to the rich tapestry of Backrooms lore, crucial to recognize that they are products of collaborative storytelling and do not reflect real-world phenomena. The Backrooms originated as an internet creepypasta and have since evolved into a complex fictional universe explored through various forms of media. In summary, the idea that being in a coma leads to the Backrooms is a compelling element of fictional storytelling, but remains unsubstantiated in reality. These tales serve to entertain and provoke thought, but should not be interpreted as factual accounts. While the Backrooms are not real, enthusiasts have speculated about their location within the context of the mythos. Some narratives suggest that individuals can access the Backrooms by no-clipping out of reality, a term borrowed from video gaming that describes passing through solid objects or boundaries. This idea implies that the Backrooms exist in a separate plane or dimension parallel to our own reality. In a real-world context, the original photograph associated with the Backrooms has been traced to a specific location. Investigations revealed that the image was taken in a former furniture store in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which later became part of a Hobbytown location. This discovery provides a tangible origin for the eerie image that sparked the Backrooms legend. Despite this real-world connection, the Backrooms remain a fictional construct, serving as a canvas for collaborative storytelling and exploration of themes related to liminality, isolation, and the uncanny. In the expansive and collaboratively developed mythos of the Backrooms, Level Omega is depicted as a significant and enigmatic stage. However, due to the decentralized nature of its lore, multiple interpretations of Level Omega have emerged, leading to the existence of at least two distinct versions within different community narratives. One portrayal describes Level Omega as an endless concrete maze under a perpetually gray sky. This environment is characterized by blinding light from an unknown source and numerous mental hazards, making navigation perilous. The level's pillars occasionally leak a mysterious substance speculated to be liquid pain, though its exact nature remains uncertain. Due to these dangers, exploration is highly discouraged. Another interpretation envisions Level Omega as an intergalactic space filled with countless galaxies. Wanderers experience a sense of floating, and are cautioned against gazing at the cosmic scenery for extended periods, as doing so induces intense pain and visions of one's future joys and sufferings, culminating in a glimpse of their own death. This version emphasizes the psychological challenges posed by the level's mesmerizing yet perilous vistas. These divergent depictions underscore the fluid and interpretive nature of the Backrooms lore, where levels and entities can vary significantly across different narratives. The existence of multiple level omegas reflects the collaborative storytelling that defines the Backrooms, allowing for a rich tapestry of interpretations and experiences within its unsettling universe. In the expansive lore of the Backrooms, an intriguing theory posits that level 8 is in actuality the true level 0. This concept suggests a fundamental reordering of the established level hierarchy, implying that what is commonly referred to as level 8 serves as the actual entry point to the Backrooms. Traditionally, level 0 is depicted as a monotonous expanse of yellow, wallpapered rooms with damp carpeting and the incessant hum of fluorescent lights. It is often considered the starting point for individuals who have no-clipped out of reality and into the Backrooms. Conversely, level 8 is typically described as a vast, perilous cave system characterized by towering rock formations, deep tunnels, and a pervasive darkness. This level is notorious for its hazardous terrain and the presence of dangerous entities, making navigation exceedingly treacherous. The theory that level 8 is the real level 0 challenges these conventional descriptions, posing that the subterranean caves of level 8 are, in fact, the initial environment encountered upon entering the Backrooms. Proponents of this idea suggest that the traditional level 0 might be a constructed illusion or a secondary layer, while the cave system represents the foundational reality of the Backrooms. It's important to note that Backrooms is a collaborative fiction project, with its lore continuously evolving through community contributions. As such, theories like this one reflect the dynamic and interpretive nature of the narrative, inviting enthusiasts to explore and expand upon the mysteries of this enigmatic universe. The concept of deleted levels in the Backrooms stems from the idea that some documented levels have been removed or erased from existence, whether by unknown forces within the Backrooms or simply lost to time due to the wiki changing. In a lore sense, these lost levels are often rumored to have contained dangerous knowledge, paradoxical structures, or inconsistencies that made them too unstable to remain accessible. In a real-life sense, this portion of the iceberg simply refers to levels that have either been erased, replaced, or deleted outright, with no archive of their contents. One interpretation of deleted levels suggests that certain levels were deliberately erased to prevent wanderers from accessing them. Some theories propose that higher entities, or the supposed architects of the Backrooms, may have intervened or removed levels that posed a risk to the structure of the Backrooms as a whole. Others believe that these levels still exist, but have become unreachable due to unknown anomalies or shifts in Backrooms reality. On a meta level, the idea of deleted levels may also refer to levels that were once part of community-driven Backrooms databases, such as the Backrooms Wiki, or other collaborative projects. but were later removed due to redundancy, lack of quality, or inconsistencies with the evolving canon. Because the Backrooms is a constantly expanding fictional universe, early entries may have been altered, erased, or absorbed into new interpretations over time. There are few concrete references to specific deleted levels, as their very nature makes them difficult to verify. However, theories persist in various online communities, with some users claiming to have encountered remnants of these lost spaces, abandoned hallways, disconnected doors, or corrupted files, hinting at places that no longer officially exist. Whether these are a legitimate backrooms phenomena or the result of myth building within the community remains a mystery. One of the most chilling theories surrounding the backrooms is the idea that real people have disappeared into them. This concept suggests that no-clipping is not just a fictional or internet-driven phenomenon, but something that has allegedly happened in real life. Some claim that certain missing persons cases could be attributed to individuals accidentally slipping out of reality and into the endless, liminal halls of the backrooms. This theory often ties into urban legends and online horror narratives. Some claim that reports of people vanishing without a trace, especially in places with unusual architecture, abandoned buildings, or isolated hallways, could be linked to no-clipping incidents. There are also accounts of strange disappearances in liminal or dreamlike locations, fueling speculation that the backrooms could be more than just an online myth. However, there is no verifiable evidence supporting this idea, making it more of an eerie thought experiment rather than a concrete reality. A major contributing factor to this theory's popularity is the mysterious nature of real-world disappearances. Cases like the missing 411 phenomenon, where individuals go missing under unusual circumstances in national parks and remote areas, are often connected to the backrooms by online theorists. While most of these cases have rational explanations, the idea of a hidden, unreachable dimension lurking just out of sight remains an unsettling possibility for those who entertain the idea of the backrooms as a real place. Ultimately, people disappearing in the backrooms is an extension of the backrooms' core horror, being lost in a vast, empty, and indifferent space. While the concept remains firmly within the realm of online horror fiction, its connection to real-world vanishings continues to capture the imagination of those who explore its lore. One of the most persistent theories about the backrooms is that it serves as a form of purgatory, a liminal space between life and death, where lost souls are trapped. This idea stems from the backroom's eerie atmosphere, its endless, empty hallways, and the deep sense of isolation it instills. In many religious and mythological traditions, Purgatory is a place where souls are cleansed before moving on to their final destination. Some versions of Backrooms lore suggest that individuals who no-clip into the backrooms are actually deceased or in a coma, forced to wander the endless void until they can find an escape, or succumb to the horrors lurked within. This theory aligns with the Backrooms' oppressive loneliness and the difficulty of escaping its endless levels. Many depictions of Purgatory involve souls trapped in a cycle, experiencing a kind of metaphysical punishment or test before they can move on. The Backrooms, with its shifting walls, eerie entities, and seeming lack of an exit, could be seen as a twisted version of this concept. One where individuals are stuck indefinitely, unable to pass on or return to the world of the living. Some iterations of this theory go even further, suggesting that different levels of the backroom represent different states of the afterlife. Lower levels could symbolize deeper layers of purgatory, where souls are tested more harshly, while rarer, brighter levels might represent a chance at redemption or escape. This concept has been explored in horror media, with some suggesting that the Backrooms is a reflection of personal guilt, regret, or unresolved trauma, echoing traditional depictions of purgatory as a place of reckoning. While the Backrooms' purgatory theory is purely speculative, it resonates with the unsettling existential dread that the Backrooms evoke. Whether one views it as an urban legend, a metaphor for isolation, or a literal afterlife theory, the idea remains one of the most thought-provoking interpretations of the Backrooms' endless halls. The middle rooms are a theorized set of spaces that exist between known Backrooms levels, acting as a sort of transition point, rather than a fully fledged level themselves. Unlike traditional Backrooms levels, which are typically vast and distinct, the middle rooms are described as small, temporary spaces that serve as in-between zones, forming a bridge between more defined locations within the backroom. The nature of these rooms is often inconsistent, with reports suggesting that they can range from sterile, office-like corridors to eerie, dimly lit storage rooms filled with forgotten objects. A key feature of the middle rooms is their supposed instability. Unlike standard Backrooms levels, which have fixed, albeit surreal properties, the middle rooms are said to shift, disappear, or change their structure rapidly. Some theories suggest that these spaces are where the Backrooms glitch, resulting in bizarre, dreamlike experiences for wanderers. Others believe that the middle rooms act as safe zones, offering brief moments of respite before throwing an individual back into the more treacherous depths of the Backrooms. There is no widely accepted documentation of the middle rooms on major Backrooms databases like the Backrooms Wiki or the Liminal Archives. Instead, they primarily exist as a community-driven concept, emerging from online discussions and personal interpretations. Some theorists believe that if the middle rooms are real, they could be exploited as escape points, but others warn that spending too much time in these shifting spaces could cause one to become permanently lost. As with many speculative Backrooms theories, the existence of the middle rooms remains unconfirmed. They serve as an intriguing possibility within the Backrooms mythos, adding another layer of uncertainty to an already mysterious, ever-expanding universe. The concept of Backrooms evolution refers to the gradual development and expansion of the Backrooms mythos over time. Originally, the Backrooms were conceived as a singular, eerie image accompanied by a brief but unsettling piece of text detailing the experience of no-clipping out of reality. However, as the internet took hold of the idea, the Backrooms transformed from a simple creepypasta into a fully fledged, community-driven universe filled with levels, entities, and intricate lore. The first major shift in the Backrooms evolution came with the introduction of structured levels, beginning with Level 0, Level 1, and Level 2. These levels built on the original idea, adding rules, hazards, and safe zones. As more people contributed to the mythos, the Backrooms expanded into countless unique environments, ranging from vast cities to infinite forests and surreal landscapes. The evolution of the Backrooms also led to the creation of organizations such as MEG, Major Explorer Group, factions, and ongoing narratives that gave the Backrooms a more structured lore. Today, the Backrooms continue to evolve through new interpretations, such as the horror short films by Kane Pixels, alternative level systems, and connections to existing internet horror trends like liminal spaces and analog horror. While some prefer the eerie simplicity of the original post, others embrace the more complex, world-building aspects that have emerged over time. The Backrooms evolution is a testament to the internet's ability to take a small idea and transform it into something much larger, with multiple interpretations and styles of storytelling. The UNCCB, or the United Nations of the Combined Backrooms, is a faction within certain Backrooms lore interpretations. It is typically depicted as a governing body attempting to unify various groups and settlements across the Backrooms. The concept of the UNCCB is often compared to real-world international organizations, as it seeks to establish order, regulate interactions between factions, and provide a structured approach to survival in the Backrooms' chaotic landscape. The UNCCB is sometimes portrayed as a collaboration between explorers, researchers, and other major groups such as MEG, and the BNTG, the Backrooms National Trade Group. Its objectives vary depending on the version of the lore, but common goals include mapping levels, establishing trade routes, maintaining diplomatic relations between settlements, and enforcing certain laws to prevent conflicts. However, some interpretations depict the UNCCB as ineffective, bureaucratic, or even corrupt, adding an element of political intrigue to the Backrooms mythos. There is no single canon version of the UNCCB, as different Backrooms communities have their own interpretations. Some versions present it as a well-structured and powerful governing force, while others treat it as a failing or struggling organization, unable to maintain control over the vast and unpredictable nature of the Backrooms. Despite these variations, the UNCCB remains an interesting concept that adds another layer of world building to the Backrooms universe. DEQY.mp3 is an alleged audio file found on certain terminal computers within the Backrooms, specifically those located at the edges of reality-bending levels. According to reports, playing the file in its entirety is said to trigger an anomalous event. transporting the listener to a space known as the debug room, a mysterious and artificial-looking level filled with glitched geometry and out-of-place assets. The debug room itself is described as a developer-like test environment, the design reminiscent of unused areas in video games. It features stark white walls, floating objects, and strange, half-formed structures. The purpose of the room remains unknown, but some theorize that it serves as a failsafe for wanderers who break the rules of the Backrooms in ways not yet understood. Given that DEQI.mp3 supposedly forces a no-clip event upon completion, some believe it acts as a hidden reset function within the Backrooms, redirecting individuals to this strange liminal construct. The origins of DEQI.mp3 remain debated, as no confirmed copies of the file exist outside of anecdotal accounts. Some speculate that the file name, DEQI, might reference debugging or a form of corruption within the backroom structure. Others suggest the file is a trap, luring wanderers into an endless loop of relocation, making escape impossible. Without concrete evidence, DEQI.mp3 remains a cryptic and unsettling piece of Backrooms lore, leaving many to wonder whether it is an actual phenomenon or a fabrication built upon existing myths about the debug room. A common theory in Backrooms lore is that the experience of being trapped within it is not universal, but instead changes depending on the individual. This idea suggests that different people perceive or interact with the Backrooms in unique ways, leading to variations in levels, entities, and even the fundamental laws governing the space. Some interpretations propose that the Backrooms function like a subconscious manifestation of one's own fears, memories, or perceptions. In this case, a person might find themselves in environments that feel oddly familiar or terrifyingly personal, rather than the universally documented levels. Others speculate that the Backrooms have an unstable, quantum-like nature, where its form shifts based on the observer, meaning that no two explorers ever experience the same version of it. This theory could explain inconsistencies in various reports about the Backrooms, where some accounts depict Level 0 as an endless office space with buzzing fluorescent lights, while others claim it includes windows or stranger deviations. It also raises the question of whether the Backrooms are a singular dimension or a collection of overlapping realities that appear differently depending on the wanderer. Level Nothing at All is a hypothetical level in the Backrooms that can be accessed by following a strange set of instructions, which include covering your eyes, stepping in specific directions, and climbing a ladder. The origins of these instructions are mysterious, with the notes containing them appearing across various levels, like Level 0 and the HUD. Despite numerous reports, no one has successfully accessed the level, and its existence remains unproven. There are speculations about the presence of an entity in the level, but no substantial evidence has been found to confirm this theory. The notes with the instructions have been found in random locations, adding to the intrigue, but also the uncertainty about what this level truly represents. Recent attempts to locate this level, such as the discovery of another note on level Redacted, only led to further confusion. While these mysterious notes keep surfacing, there's been no follow-up or confirmed interaction with the supposed level. Research continues on the nature and meaning behind the instructions, but for now, the level remains an enigmatic and unverified part of Backrooms lore. A.exe is a supposed file found within level Omega of the Backrooms, stored on one of the level's computers. It is rumored to have control over every level in the Backrooms, functioning as a sort of administrative program that dictates their structure, stability, and even the ability to create or erase entire spaces. Accounts of the file's effects vary. Some claim that running it causes immediate and catastrophic shifts in the Backrooms, altering layouts, deleting pathways, or even destabilizing entire levels. Others believe it acts as a failsafe, an emergency override capable of escaping the Backrooms, though few, if any, have ever returned to confirm this. Theories also suggest a connection between the file and the machine, an alleged entity responsible for maintaining the Backrooms' existence. Due to the lack of verifiable encounters, many dismiss A.exe as mere legend, product of speculation and fear. However, those who claim to have seen it insist that some things in the Backrooms are not meant to be accessed, and this file is one of them. The theory that friendly entities are illusions suggests that any non-hostile or seemingly helpful entities within the Backrooms are not truly benevolent, but instead deceptive in nature. This concept proposes that these entities either manipulate wanderers into a false sense of security before revealing their true intentions, or are hallucinations caused by the psychological and environmental effects of the Backrooms. One interpretation of this theory is that entities like the Smilers, Facelings, or other known Backrooms inhabitants may project a friendly demeanor to lure wanderers into dangerous situations. Some accounts claim that wanderers have followed supposedly safe entities, only to disappear or encounter deadly traps. This aligns with the general hostile and unpredictable nature of the Backrooms, where trust is often a liability. Alternatively, some speculate that the Backrooms themselves distort perception, making wanderers see friendly faces where none exist. Long exposure to the endless, monotonous spaces could induce hallucinations, causing individuals to project familiarity onto unknown entities. This aligns with real-world psychological effects seen in isolation, where people may start to imagine comforting figures or voices to cope with loneliness and fear. Since there are no confirmed accounts of truly safe entities within the Backrooms, this theory remains plausible. It adds to the unsettling nature of the Backrooms by removing the possibility of safety, emphasizing the idea that wanderers are truly alone in an environment designed to confuse and trap them. The theory that the Backrooms is the fourth dimension suggests that this mysterious space is not just an alternate reality, but rather an extension of our own universe into a higher dimensional plane. In this interpretation, the Backrooms exist outside the constraints of three-dimensional space, making them fundamentally incomprehensible to the human mind. This would explain their seemingly infinite, non-Euclidean layout, as well as the strange and often inconsistent physics observed by wanderers. One of the key arguments supporting this theory, the way the Backrooms distort space and time. In a true fourth-dimensional space, movement would not be limited to the three spatial dimensions we experience in our reality. This could explain why levels in the Backrooms do not follow a logical structure, and why wanderers report experiencing shifts in time, direction, and even reality itself. The idea of no-clipping into the Backrooms could be a result of accidentally slipping into this fourth-dimensional space, similar to how a two-dimensional being might suddenly find itself in three-dimensional space. Another perspective on this theory is rooted in physics and mathematics. In theoretical models of higher dimensions, an additional spatial dimension could allow for strange anomalies, such as looping hallways, rooms that exist in multiple places at once, or areas that appear larger on the inside than they are on the outside. This aligns with many descriptions of Backrooms levels, where spaces behave in ways that defy human comprehension. While there is no definitive proof that the Backrooms are a fourth-dimensional space, this theory provides an interesting explanation for their bizarre, ever-changing nature. If true, it would mean that the Backrooms are not just a parallel reality, but a fundamental part of the fabric of existence, one that is simply beyond our understanding. The empty space theory suggests that the Backrooms exist within a vast, empty void separate from the known universe. According to this theory, the Backrooms are not a structured realm, but rather a place located in a cosmic nothingness that passively reflects the galaxies surrounding it. The deeper one travels towards the center of this void, the more distorted and unnatural the echoes of reality become, leading to the increasingly surreal and physics-defying properties of deeper levels. Rather than being an alternate dimension or parallel world, this theory proposes that the Backrooms exist in the leftover spaces of the universe, areas outside conventional reality that people can accidentally fall into. This would explain why no clipping into the Backrooms seems to occur at random, as it may be a result of individuals slipping through the hidden gaps in existence. The deeper one moves into these spaces, the further removed they become from the recognizable laws of physics, time, and perception. The eerie emptiness of many Backrooms levels supports this idea, as locations like Level 0 and Level 1 lack any clear purpose, infrastructure, or logic, as if they were never meant to be occupied. If the Backrooms were simply an alternate world, they might follow a more consistent set of rules. Instead, the theory suggests that the deeper levels are progressively less connected to reality, becoming strange, chaotic, and unrecognizable. While this theory does not fully account for the presence of entities or man-made structures within certain levels, some suggest that these anomalies may be remnants of things that have fallen through the void over time. Regardless, the empty space theory provides a haunting explanation for why the Backrooms feel so detached from logic, as they may not be a place at all, but rather a limitless absence of one. The disappearance of the Explorers group is one of the most well-documented and chilling mysteries within Backrooms lore. This incident refers to a group of wanderers, often believed to be part of an organized exploration team, who vanished without a trace, while attempting to document deeper levels of the Backrooms. Despite various theories, their fate remains unknown, adding to the eerie unpredictability of the Backrooms. While accounts of the event differ, the most common version states that a group of experienced explorers ventured into a dangerous and largely uncharted level. Some sources claim it was a sub-level of level 6, or a hidden threshold beyond level 9. The team maintained radio contact for a short while, describing an increasingly distorted and surreal environment before suddenly going silent. No bodies, supplies, or signs of their whereabouts were ever found. Theories about their disappearance range from them stumbling into an inescapable void to encountering an entity powerful enough to eliminate them without leaving a trace. One particularly unsettling theory is that the group may have fallen into a level that exists outside of normal Backrooms logic, the sort of trap space that once entered cannot be exited. Some suggest this could be level 404, a supposed level that acts as a dead end, where wanderers are erased from existence itself. Others believe that time and perception function differently in certain Backrooms locations, meaning the explorers may still exist in some form, but completely out of sync with our understanding of reality. Despite the lack of hard evidence, the disappearance of the Explorers group remains one of the most famous Backrooms legends. It serves as a warning to those who attempt to map or control the Backrooms, reminding wanderers that no matter how much they prepare, this liminal space follows no set rules and can consume even the most experienced travelers without a trace.
You stay in the Backrooms until you are reborn. The idea that you stay in the Backrooms until you are reborn suggests a cyclical or purgatorial nature to the space, where those who enter are trapped in a liminal existence until they transition into a new life. This interpretation aligns with theories that view the Backrooms as a form of metaphysical in-between, a place outside of conventional time and space, where lost souls wander until their next incarnation. In this framework, the Backrooms could be seen as an eerie reflection of a transitional state between death and rebirth. Similarly, it could represent a modernized take on Purgatory, where individuals are trapped in an empty, unending maze as they await their next form of existence. The isolation, the endless repetition, and the absence of clear escape routes reinforce the idea that those within are in a waiting state, detached from their past, but not yet reaching their future. Alternatively, this theory could also be tied to simulation or dreamlike metaphors, where the Backrooms are less of a literal space and more of a construct in which consciousness lingers before re-entering reality. This aligns with interpretations that view the Backrooms as a psychological or existential phenomenon rather than a physical location. Whether taken as a spiritual transition, a metaphor for reincarnation, or a symbolic representation of the inescapable cycle of existence, the idea that one remains in the Backrooms until they are reborn adds another unsettling layer to the mythos. We've all been in the Backrooms. There's a theory that we've all been to the Backrooms at some point in our lives. We just don't remember it. The idea suggests that no clipping or slipping into the Backrooms doesn't always happen in some dramatic instant. It can occur quietly, between moments, like walking through a doorway, blinking, or zoning out. The Backrooms exist in the margins of perception, and slipping in could be as simple as stepping slightly out of sync with reality. According to this idea, time works differently in the Backrooms. You may have spent days, months, or even years wandering those endless yellow halls, but when you return, it's instantaneous. You come back to the exact moment you left. No time has passed. No one noticed you were gone. The memories fade like a dream the moment you wake up. That eerie feeling you get in liminal spaces, that flicker of recognition in a place you've never been, could be your mind trying to recall the backrooms. It also explains why some people are drawn so deeply to the concept. The strange nostalgia, the uncanny familiarity of fluorescent lights and patterned carpet. It resonates because, on some subconscious level, it's already part of us. We've been there. We just don't remember when, or how, or why. But something about it sticks. The backrooms aren't always a place you find. Sometimes they find you. And if the theory holds true, they already have. The disappearance of Mr. N0. Mr. N0 was a YouTuber once known for creating content related to the backrooms. While he was never a central figure in the broader lore, he has gained some recognition for his early interest in the subject. However, in recent years, his channel underwent a complete transformation. He rebranded as Zanzu the Train Theorist, shifting his focus entirely towards train-related theories and content. As part of that transition, all backrooms-related videos were removed or made private. Currently, there are no surviving public uploads that reference the backrooms directly. The only trace of his past involvement is a single community post where he briefly discusses the discovery of real-world locations from the original backrooms image. This post is his last known piece of backrooms content associated with his account. Because of the removal of his videos and lack of archives, much of what Mr. N0 originally contributed to the backrooms community is no longer accessible. As a result, details of his theories, style, or overall impact are largely based on memory or secondhand accounts from viewers who remembered his earlier content. Today, Mr. N0's role in the backroom space is minimal, with most of his recognition stemming from his former involvement. His disappearance from the topic is seen as part of a broader trend where creators move on from specific interests, sometimes leaving very little behind or no record at all. Entities were created by scientists. The theory that entities in the backrooms were created by scientists suggests that these beings are not naturally occurring, but are instead the result of human experimentation gone wrong. This concept aligns with the idea that the backrooms themselves could be a fabricated space, either a failed experiment or an artificial dimension initially designed for research purposes. If scientists were responsible for the entities, it implies that these creatures were either unintended byproducts or deliberately engineered for unknown reasons. One potential link to this theory is the entity of 696, which is said to be responsible for remaking levels and creating infinite rooms. If this entity was artificially constructed, it could indicate that many entities in the backrooms were once controlled but have since broken free, modifying the environment on their own. If scientists truly did create these entities, the next question becomes, what happened to those scientists? Did they lose control of their experiments and get consumed by the backrooms themselves? Are some of them still alive, trapped within the maze of their own making? This theory introduces the possibility that somewhere, hidden deep within the backrooms, evidence of these original experiments, and perhaps even their creators, still remain. Bermuda Triangle entry point. The idea that the Bermuda Triangle is an entry point to the backroom stems from the region's long history of unexplained disappearances. The Bermuda Triangle, a loosely defined area in the North Atlantic Ocean, has been associated with vanishing ships, planes, and even people under mysterious circumstances. If the backrooms exists as a separate plane of reality, the triangle could be a natural weak point where boundaries between our world and the backrooms are thin, allowing for accidental entry. This theory aligns with other ideas that suggest black holes or death can lead to the backrooms, as well as the notion that quantum tunneling plays a role in no-clipping. If certain locations on Earth act as unstable regions where reality is weaker, then the Bermuda Triangle could be one of the largest and most well-documented of these zones. Those who enter it may unknowingly no-clip into the backrooms, rather than simply disappearing without a trace. Additionally, if we consider that entities were created by scientists, it's possible that the Bermuda Triangle was once a testing site or failed experiment that resulted in permanent disruptions to reality. Whether this means the disappearances in the triangle are purely accidental or part of a more sinister design is unknown, but the connection between this infamous location and the backrooms remains a compelling mystery. Storage capacity of the end computers. The computers in The End are often depicted as possessing an immense yet paradoxical storage capacity, potentially infinite, yet fundamentally unknowable. This aligns with the broader concept of the End as an illusionary or deceptive space, one that appears to contain vast amounts of information but ultimately serves no real purpose beyond its function as a trap. Given that the End is often described as a library-like environment, its computer may contain archives of backrooms knowledge, logs from lost wanderers, or even corrupted data reflecting past and future events. However, most accounts suggest that attempting to access meaningful information leads to confusion, looping text, or outright system failure. Some theories even posit that the computers generate data infinitely, much like the infinite rooms of the backrooms themselves, meaning their true storage capacity can never be fully understood. If the backrooms operate on principles beyond conventional reality, such as quantum information theory or non-Euclidean data structures, then the computers in the End may not be bound by traditional limitations. They could store and erase information simultaneously, exist across multiple levels at once, or even serve as a link to unrevealed aspects of the backrooms. Some speculate that successfully deciphering their content could provide an escape, while others believe that interacting with the computers only strengthens the End's hold on those trapped within it. Hotel California. The song Hotel California by the Eagles is often linked to the backrooms due to its eerie atmosphere and lyrics that evoke themes of entrapment, endless hallways, and inability to escape, all of which align with backrooms lore. The song predates the backrooms concept by decades, but some have drawn connections between its imagery and specific levels, particularly Level 5, the Hotel, and the Beast, Level 5. Level 5 is described as an opulent but unsettling hotel, with never-ending hallways, echoing the song's depiction of a lavish yet sinister place. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. The Beast of Level 5, an entity rumored to stalk the level's darker corridors, also loosely parallels the song's ominous undertones and cryptic warnings. While these connections are purely coincidental, they highlight how the backrooms often draws from existing cultural touchstones to build their mythos. Ultimately, while Hotel California was not inspired by the backrooms, its haunting themes of isolation, deception, and the illusion of luxury masking something darker resonate strongly with the backrooms enthusiasts, making it an accidental yet fitting reference. Shady Gray. The Shady Gray is an enigmatic and perilous cluster of sublevels within the backrooms, characterized by their unstable environments and monochromatic, grayscaled visuals. This conglomerate comprises multiple sublevels, each presenting unique challenges and dangers to wanderers. Level 0 serves as the entry point to the Shady Gray. It manifests as a black and white jungle where explorers awaken inside a gray shack labeled 0. The level operates on a 12-hour day-night cycle, with daytime offering relative safety. However, nighttime plunges the environment into complete darkness, rendering it extremely hazardous due to the emergence of aggressive, unidentified entities. Progressing deeper, Level 1 presents a vast, unstable mansion filled with distorted and glitched furniture. Interacting with these anomalies can lead to severe physical harm. The primary threat here is the Landlord, a formidable entity that perceives intruders as trespassers and reacts with lethal hostility. Level 2 contrasts sharply with its predecessors, appearing as a dense, snow-covered forest. Despite the snowy landscape, the ambient temperature is anomalously high, posing risks of heat-related ailments such as heat stroke and severe sunburns. Level 3 is an expansive, seemingly infinite ocean with toxic waters composed of distilled water mixed with hazardous substances like mercury and motor oil. This level introduces additional environmental dangers, including floating clocks that emit harmful electric beams. Level 4, the deepest documented sublevel, resembles a monochromatic cityscape inhabited by hostile adult facelings. These entities exhibit aggressive behavior akin to thuggish tendencies, making navigation through this level particularly treacherous. Beyond these, sublevels such as Lost Hope, Too Far, and The End are reported to exist within the Shady Gray. These areas are even more unstable and perilous, with some accounts suggesting they represent profound psychological and existential challenges, potentially symbolizing deep-seated fears and anxieties. Due to the extreme dangers and unpredictable nature of the Shady Gray, it is strongly advised that wanderers avoid this cluster of sublevels. Survival is highly uncertain, and the risks far outweigh any potential insights or discoveries. Unknown file formats. Throughout various accounts and recovered data from the Backrooms, there are occasional references to bizarre, unrecognizable file types. Formats that don't match any known system or software. These files often appear in recovered footage, corrupted logs, or devices found abandoned within certain levels. Attempts to open them usually result in glitches, cryptic code, or distorted visuals and sounds. Theories about these unknown formats vary. Some believe they're encrypted warnings or messages from other trapped individuals. Others think they are tied to the Backrooms architecture itself, digital echoes of a constantly shifting reality. More unsettling interpretations suggest that the file may not be meant for human comprehension at all, possibly created by entities or the Backrooms as a living system reacting to intrusion. Ultimately, unknown file formats add to the idea that the Backrooms aren't just a physical maze, but a digital and psychological one too, where even information becomes unstable. The entities are explorers. The theory that the entities in the Backrooms were once explorers suggests that many of the creatures haunting its endless halls were originally human wanderers who succumbed to the strange and reality-warping properties of the Backrooms. Over time, exposure to the anomalous effects of various levels, such as time dilation, memory corruption, or physical transformation, caused these individuals to lose their humanity, eventually turning into the very entities that now stalk newcomers. Some support for this idea comes from reports of entities displaying brief moments of human-like behavior or attempting to mimic speech patterns, as if remnants of their former selves remain. Certain levels, such as level 92233 72036 854 775807, have been theorized to be places where lost wanderers undergo gradual transformations, slowly losing their sense of identity until they become something else entirely. This aligns with reports of entities that seem to have an eerie familiarity about them, as though they still retain faint echoes of their past lives. The idea that entities were once human also raises concerns about the fate of long-term survivors in the Backrooms. Could they, too, be slowly changing without realizing it? Additionally, some researchers studying the behaviors of entities like skin stealers and dolers note that their habits mirror survival instincts that humans might develop in such an environment. Skin stealers, for example, wear human flesh and attempt to blend in, while hounds display signs of severe psychological regression. If these creatures were once human, it could explain their terrifying yet eerily understandable behaviors. While no conclusive evidence has been found to confirm this theory, the idea remains one of the most unsettling possibilities for those navigating the Backrooms. It suggests that becoming an entity isn't an instantaneous event, but rather a slow, creeping process, one that could be happening to some wanderers even now, without them realizing it. Level 8 and Level 7 Connection. Level 7 and Level 8 of the Backrooms have an unusual connection that has led to much speculation amongst explorers. Level 7 is known for its vast, dark ocean with a single house floating above its ominous waters. Below the surface lurks an enormous hostile entity, making it one of the most dangerous levels to traverse. The only known exit from Level 7 leads directly into Level 8, the vast, unending system of caves filled with dangerous entities such as the arachnids. This transition between an open, water-filled expanse to a claustrophobic cave network suggests a stark but deliberate contrast between two levels. One of the more peculiar aspects of this transition is that Level 7 seemingly lacks any direct floor, making the exit to Level 8 unusual. It is theorized that once a wanderer reaches the depths of Level 7, they are either pulled or dropped into the caves of Level 8. Some reports describe a sensation of sinking before suddenly finding themselves on the rocky terrain of Level 8, though the exact mechanics of this transition remain unclear. This has led some to believe that the connection between the two levels isn't just physical, but possibly a distortion of reality itself. Adding to the mystery, certain explorers have noted similarities between Level 7's abyss and some of the deep, water-filled caverns within Level 8. Some even suggest that parts of Level 8 might be submerged, forming an unseen extension of Level 7. If true, this would mean that the two levels are more intertwined than they appear, potentially forming part of a larger, more complex structure within the Backrooms. This has raised speculation that the deep ocean of Level 7 could even be feeding into Level 8's underground waterways, further reinforcing their connection. Whether this link is natural or deliberately constructed by an unknown force remains a mystery. However, the extreme environmental shift and unusual method of transition between these two levels have made their connection one of the most fascinating enigmas within the Backrooms, prompting further exploration despite the immense dangers of both levels. Level 8 and Bermuda connection. There is speculation that Level 8 of the Backrooms has a direct connection to the Bermuda Triangle. This theory arises from reports of disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle that some believe result in people no-clipping into Level 8 rather than being lost at sea. The idea suggests that certain anomalies within the Bermuda Triangle, such as electromagnetic disturbances, compass malfunctions, and strange atmospheric conditions, could be linked to the spatial instability of the Backrooms, acting as a real-world entry point into Level 8's vast cave systems. One supporting argument is the eerie similarities between the unpredictable nature of the Bermuda Triangle and the shifting geography of Level 8. This level is an enormous network of dark, seemingly infinite caves, often lacking a clear sense of direction or consistency. Just as ships and planes have been said to vanish without a trace in the Bermuda Triangle, wanderers who enter Level 8 frequently become lost, with many never returning. Some theories suggest that the same anomalies that make the Bermuda Triangle so infamous could also be responsible for transporting people into the Backrooms. Additionally, some explorers have reported hearing distant echoes of rushing water and feeling the presence of vast, unseen bodies of liquid deep within Level 8. This has led to speculation that Level 8 may contain underground rivers or even be connected to the ocean itself in ways that defy normal physics. If Level 8 is somehow linked to real-world bodies of water, it could explain why some disappearances in Bermuda Triangle are so sudden and unexplainable. Travelers may not be sinking into the ocean, but instead be falling into the depths of Level 8. While this theory remains speculative, it aligns with the broader idea that certain real-world locations, like the Bermuda Triangle, serve as unstable points where the fabric of reality is thinner, allowing for unintentional access to the Backrooms. Whether this connection is natural or the result of some kind of force remains unknown, but the possibility of a link between the Bermuda Triangle and Level 8 adds another layer of mystery to both phenomena. Missing people cases. The theory that missing people cases are connected to the Backrooms suggests that certain disappearances, especially those classified as unexplained or involving strange circumstances, are the result of individuals no-clipping out of reality. Many cases of missing persons involve factors that align eerily well with Backrooms lore: vanishing without a trace, reports of disoriented behavior before disappearance, or instances where search efforts failed to recover any evidence of what happened. Some believe that these cases could be real-world examples of individuals unknowingly entering the Backrooms. One popular connection is with cases involving national parks or other isolated locations, where people often go missing under bizarre circumstances. Some reports detail individuals who were only a short distance away from others before vanishing, as if they had simply stepped out of existence. This parallels Backrooms no-clipping mechanics, where individuals slip into another reality without warning. The lack of footprints, signs of struggle, or remains in these cases fuel speculation that these people may have stumbled upon a weak point in reality. Another common element in these cases is the presence of strange environmental anomalies before disappearance. Some missing persons reports describe sudden, unexplained fog, shifts in temperature, or feeling of intense disorientation before the individual was lost. These accounts bear a striking resemblance to the descriptions of Backrooms entrances, which often involve warping surroundings and altered perception. The overlap between real-world phenomena and Backrooms lore strengthens the idea that the Backrooms could be an explanation for certain cases that defy logic. Backrooms YouTubers are recording their videos in the Backrooms. A deeper interpretation of the Backrooms mythos suggests that videos like those made by Kane Pixels, which appear to be CGI renderings of Backrooms environments, are not fictional at all. Instead, these videos are believed by some to be actual found footage, recorded from within the Backrooms using available technology and uploaded via unknown or anomalous Wi-Fi signals present in certain levels. This theory posits that the digital infrastructure exists within the Backrooms, possibly remnant of a baseline reality or deliberately placed by unknown entities. In this interpretation, explorers who manage to access camera equipment or survive long enough may begin documenting their surroundings. These videos are then transmitted back to our reality through broken portals in the digital space. Supporters of this idea point to the authenticity of movement, scale, and the audio design in such videos. The shaky camera work, natural depth of field, and ambient noise often match what one would expect from actual footage in a physical space. The implication is that these aren't simulations or recreations, but direct recordings of Backrooms environments, shared by trapped individuals attempting to send warnings, logs, or simple proof of existence. While there is no verified method of accessing the Backrooms' supposed data network, the myth persists due to the eerie realism and detail in many of these videos. It transforms what might seem like digital horror storytelling into something more unsettling, a silent SOS broadcast from a place beyond our reach. The Matrix Theory. According to this interpretation, we are already in the Backrooms. Earth, our daily reality, is simply one of its levels, designed to simulate a stable environment. What we perceive as normal life is just a particularly detailed and convincing layer within a much larger, more complex system. In this view, the so-called glitches in the Matrix, déjà vu, missing time, inexplicable changes in surroundings, and other uncanny experiences are signs that the simulation is slipping, that the underlying framework of this level is breaking down. This theory reframes the entire concept of the Backrooms. Rather than being a hidden or secondary space one enters by no-clipping, the Backrooms are already all around us. Level 0 and its familiar yellow-tinted rooms might just be one of many back-end environments, a maintenance hallway behind the facade we call reality. Every strange encounter, every moment where something feels off, could just be a brush with the unstable walls of simulation itself. Under this lens, the different levels of the Backrooms aren't alternate dimensions, but neighboring runtime environments, each simulating different laws of physics, logic, and time. The idea is unsettling. Not only are we out of control of our reality, but we also might be trapped inside a decaying system, one that occasionally reveals its seams when the simulation stutters, and we glimpse the truth behind the code. Backrooms are a debug area. One of the more fascinating theories about the Backrooms suggests that they aren't just another dimension or forgotten layer of reality. They're actually a debug area for the universe itself. Much like how video games have developer-only spaces to test mechanics, store unused assets, or isolate problematic code, the Backrooms serve a similar purpose on a cosmic scale. They're a place outside the intended boundaries of existence, never meant to be accessed, yet still there, lurking behind the walls of reality. This theory explains the randomness and instability of Backrooms levels. Each one feels like it was cobbled together from unfinished or repurposed elements. Endless office spaces with no exits, stairwells that loop back on themselves, broken geometry, sound bugs, and glitched lighting. It's the universe's version of a sandbox, a controlled yet chaotic space where rules are inconsistent, entities can roam freely, and anomalies are monitored or stored. The idea also aligns with how people supposedly no-clip into the Backrooms. Just as a player might clip through a wall in a test chamber or off-map void, a human might glitch through the space and enter a part of the world that was never intended to be seen. In this view, the Backrooms are less of a parallel dimension and more of a cosmic backstage, a glitch-ridden, half-finished environment where reality itself gets patched and debugged. Playing a Backrooms game makes you take over someone's body. This eerie theory proposes that when you play a Backrooms game, especially one that attempts to simulate the experience with high accuracy, you're not just controlling a character. Instead, you're temporarily taking control of a real person trapped somewhere deep within the Backrooms. According to this idea, the game acts as a kind of interface or bridge between realities, allowing you to puppet someone else's physical form from the safety of your screen. Supporters of this theory point to the unusual realism of some Backrooms games. The movement often feels too human, the camera sway too natural, and the environments too reactive for typical game engines. Some believe these games don't simulate the Backrooms at all. Instead, they stream the perspective of someone who's already inside, like a remote consciousness transfer. The glitches, audio distortions, and moments of uncontrollable input are seen as signs of interference between minds. If this were true, then quitting the game doesn't simply log you out. It leaves the person inside dazed, lost, and potentially more confused than before. It's a chilling thought. What feels like a creepy, immersive horror game might actually be a glimpse into someone else's nightmare. And for a short time, you were the one steering the body. Government documents. In Backrooms lore, there's a persistent theory that government agencies have long been aware of the Backrooms and are actively suppressing knowledge about them. These supposed government documents are believed to contain reports of classified expeditions, entity research, failed recovery missions, and even footage recovered from lost operatives who managed to transmit signals back before vanishing completely. The theory suggests that countries with advanced technology have been monitoring no-clip incidents, people disappearing under unexplainable circumstances, and quietly linking them to the Backrooms. Some versions of the lore go as far as claiming that major governments once attempted to build outposts or study levels like Level 0 or Level 4 for their strange properties, only to abandon these projects when they realized the environment couldn't be controlled or understood. Redacted files, intercepted transmissions, and mysterious missing persons lists are often cited as potential evidence in this theory, but nothing concrete has ever surfaced. Still, within the community, the idea of classified documents detailing Backrooms activity continues to grow, with some believing there's an entire branch of government devoted to keeping the truth from spreading. The exit. In the deepest layers of Backrooms lore, the exit isn't just another level. It's the final destination, the ultimate escape, a theoretical endpoint that resets everything, returning wanderers to reality, or somewhere far beyond it. Unlike Level 0.01 or Level 1's fake exit signs, this overarching exit is said to be a singular, hidden gateway buried somewhere deep within the system, perhaps beyond the final numbered level, or hidden in an unlisted sublayer. The core of this theory hinges on the idea that the Backrooms are not infinite, but structured, just deeply complex, with interwoven layers and fragmented logic. If that's the case, then just as there is a way in, there must be a way out. Some suggest that reaching the exit requires completing a kind of traversal, moving through every known level in a specific sequence, or solving an encoded path that links certain obscure levels. This idea has led to speculation about a hidden golden thread that, if followed correctly, leads to the exit. Others theorize that the exit is not a physical place at all, but a state of being. Reaching it may require achieving total awareness, or mentally detaching from the Backrooms' influence, almost like lucid dreaming. In this version, the exit can only be found by those who no longer fear the system, or are no longer bound by its logic. Despite no one having verifiably reached it, the existence of the exit remains one of the most persistent beliefs in Backrooms mythology. It's the light at the end of the endless fluorescent tunnel, and the reason some keep moving forward, even when the levels stretch on forever. The Backrooms Iceberg is more than just a list of unsettling ideas. It's a descent into the internet's collective imagination. From well-known theories like no-clipping and Level 0, to obscure fragments such as Mr. N0's disappearance or unknown file formats, each entry peels back another layer of a world built on ambiguity, fear, and forgotten corners of reality. These aren't just stories, they're signals, warnings, or maybe invitations. At its surface, the Backrooms is an internet creepypasta, But as we travel deeper, we entered a space that mirrors our own subconscious, where memory fails, architecture loops, and time becomes irrelevant. Whether you see it as a simulation, a dream, a failed debug room, or a modern myth, the Backrooms draws from something universal: the fear of being lost, and the hope that there's still a way out. This has been our dive into the Backrooms Iceberg. Whether you believe in the theories or just enjoy the mystery, remember this: you've probably been there before. You just don't remember. Stay aware, stay curious, and as always, thank you for watching.